Our next speaker is a dynamic personality who would definitely throw some light in our path. I invite Dr. Raghavendran Duraraj, Associate Professor, Department of DIKSHA, Ayurveda College, Coimbatore, to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening, everybody. Myself, Dr. Raghavendran, Department of DIKSHA, Assistant Professor from Coimbatore Ayurveda College. It is my pleasure for me to give a welcome address to this wonderful session. We are going to have Dr. Srikanth VM, MD in Ayurveda. He is the Assistant Professor in the Department of Samhita and Siddhanta, Parallel Institute of Ayurveda, Gujarat. He has been with us. We are very happy to be associated with Dr. Srikanth. He has been also serving as our college assistant professor in Coimbatore Ayurveda College. So, sir is from Kayankulam, Alappuzha, Kerala. Sir has done his PG from Sri Narayana Institute of Ayurveda Studies, Puttur, Kollam, and post-graduation he has completed from SDM Ayurveda Hospital, Hassan, in Department of Samhita and Siddhanta. And presently, sir is doing his PhD in the same department in Samhita and Siddhanta, presently serving as the assistant professor in the Department of Samhita and Siddhanta in Parallel University. Sir has written a lot of scientific research papers. He has presented various seminars, international workshops. He has also been a co-author of one of the international book written by AVP. So it is my humble pleasure to invite Dr. Srikanth sir to deliver his class. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I am profusely elated to take an opportunity to introduce our guest speaker and our beloved inspiring teacher, Dr. Srikanth VM. Sir completed his UG from SN Ayurveda College, Puttur, Kerala, and PG from SDM College of Ayurveda, Hassan, in the year 2015. Presently, sir is pursuing his PhD from Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat, and also working as assistant professor in the same. Sir have published 8 articles in various international journals. One among them are Status of DIKSHA and Srishti Smriti in Different Prakriti. Sir started his teaching career at Ayurveda College, Coimbatore, and had been a part of national seminar on Dosha Pratyanika and Vyadhi Pratyanika Chikitsa in SAMSIDDHI 2016. From our own experience, he is a person who inspires us to learn Samhitas in a unique way with its intense meaning. As being one of our sir's student, it's my privilege to welcome you to this session, sir. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you, Raghavendra sir, and thank you, Sudhir sir, for giving me an opportunity for today's session. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Yes, sir.
Or my PPT also visible? No problem. PPT.
Yes, sir. No problem, sir.
Okay. So shall I continue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. So today we are going to deal with the topic clinical utility of Vikara, Vikada, Bhava, Abhava, Prativishesh, which is one of the important concept that we can see. With reference we can see from the Charaka Nidana 4th chapter, that is Prameha Nidana. So clinical utility of Vikara, Vikada, Bhava, Abhava, Prativishesh. The main aims what I am going to deal today is, first of all, to understand the concept of Vikara, Vikada, Bhava, Abhava, Prativishesh, which will be my first aim. Second one is to understand the influence of Vikara, Vikada, Bhava, Abhava, Prativishesh with the help of Vyadhi Samprapti. Here I will go through some good examples from this, how this concept can be applied, we can easily understand. And the main objective is to, first you have to understand what is Vikada Bhava. Second, you have to understand what is Vikada Abhav. Third point, you have to understand what is Vishesh. And the last point, you have to understand the Prativishesh. And the next objective is enlisting the Vishesh, enlisting the Prativishesh to properly define the concept of Vikara, Vikada, Bhava, Abhava, Prativishesh, to understand the interrelationship between the Vishesh and Prativishesh, to critically understand the mechanism influencing the Vishesh and Prativishesh, to illustrate the concept with some clinical conditions. So these are the main objectives what I am going to deal for the today's presentation. For this presentation, first I will take what is Vikada Bhav. Second, we want to understand what is Vikada Abhav. Next, what is Vishesh. Next, what is Prativishesh. What is the role of Vishesh and Prativishesh in producing the Vyadhi Samprapti? by getting the knowledge of these four concepts, how we can apply for our chikitsa. For this, you have to understand what is samprapti. Already you know what is samprapti. Samprapti means the phenomenon of the process which results in the manifestation of the disease. That for the manifestation of the disease, certain type of process or phenomenon or a cycle is needed. That cycle is called as prameha. For this vyadhi samprapti, or that is for this samprapti to occur, there are different factors are there. That is, there can be nidan, that is different vyadhi karan. Next is dosha, that is which dosh pragob, by which dosh pragob or guna that vyadhi is going to occur, and also dushya or the important dadus are there, and this will result in the symptoms. So by this vikara vikada bhava abhava pradivishesh, we will get a knowledge about the samprapti, because how this concept will help to get a knowledge of the vyadhi samprapti. By getting the knowledge of the vyadhi samprapti, what we can do, our clinical, but our patient treatment will become beneficial. For that, we have to understand this concept. For this, you have to understand first three things are there. You have to understand, that is, already I told in samprapti, it is mainly due to nidan, dosh, and dushya. Mainly three things are doing the main things for producing the vyadhi samprapti. Among this, the first one is called as nidan, second one is called as dosh, and third one is called as dushya. So you have to understand there are limited number of entities. That is only three entities are there. Three factors are there. The first one is called as nidan is there, second one is dosh, and third one is dushya is there. But although there are limited number of entities, but there are innumerable diseases. But the diseases are asankhya. Only three entities, that is nidanam is there, dosham is there, and dushya is also there. But what all are the things which are resulting from these three things, that is the vyadhi samprapti. According to the vyadhi samprapti, it will lead to the production of various types of symptoms or the manifestation of the disease. But these three things, these three are countable, that is nidan, dosh, or dushya. But from these different types of sampraptis will occur, or different types of diseases will occur, and these diseases are asankhya, that is innumerable are there. This innumerability of the diseases, this asankhayatva of the vyadhi is due to one reason, which is called as variation in the vyadhi samprapti. These things are occurring due to the variation or the differences in vyadhi samprapti of each diseases. So in this vyadhi samprapti, here vikara vikada bhava, vigara vigada bhava, abhava, vishesh or pradivishesh are playing an important role in the variation of the vyadhi samprapti. And there are various factors which influence the vyadhi samprapti. Therefore, there is need to analyze the various factors affecting the vyadhi samprapti, which in turn will affect the manifestation of the disease. So before the manifestation of the disease, the next stage is called as samprapti. To understand the production or the variation in the vyadhi samprapti, first we have to understand this concept. This concept is needed for understanding the vyadhi samprapti in detail. For this, you have to understand the first main, I told, like the main aims are four things. That is, first you have to understand what is vikara vikada bhava. Second, you have to understand what is vikara vikada abhava. Next, you have to understand what is vishesh. And the last point, you have to understand what is pradivishesh. For this, the first point you have to understand is certain factors which will help for the vyadhi samprapti. For the vyadhi samprapti, or for the occurrence of the diseases, some factors will help, some factors will aid for the occurrence of the vyadhi samprapti, thereby leading to the manifestation of the vyadhi. That factor is called as vikara vikada abhava. So first you have to understand what is vikara vikada abhava, that is the factors or certain factors which will help for the vyadhi samprapti. For the vyadhi samprapti to occur, some factors are helping, or some factors are the reasons. That factors are called as vikara vikada abhava. The second point you have to understand is certain factors which will hinder or delay the vyadhi samprapti. Some factors are there which won't produce the vyadhi samprapti, or some factors they will delay the vyadhi samprapti to occur. That's why the vyadhi utpatti also will get delay, or the vyadhi utpatti doesn't occur. That factors are called as vikara vikada bhava. So first you have to understand the two factors. The first factor is called as vikara vikada abhava. That means the certain factors which will help for the vyadi samprapti. That is called as vikara vikada abhava. And second one is called as certain factors which will hinder or delay the vyadi samprapti, which is called as vikara vikada bhava. So first two objectives already clear. The first one is vikara vikada abhav, and second one is called as vikara vikada bhav. And next point you have to understand, there is mutual relationship between nidan, dosh and dusha. Because of this mutual relationship between nidan, dosh or dusha, from this the vyadi samprapti is occurring, and from this vyadi samprapti manifestation of the diseases are occurring. So the mode of their combination mutually, their strength of union and other prohibitive factors have influence on the occurrence as well as non-occurrence. So you have to understand, nidana, dosh and dusha are the main factors which are involving in vyadi samprapti, and from this vyadi samprapti they are leading to the manifestation of disease. So this combination can be, mutual combination will be there. Sometimes the mutual combination will have good strength. Sometimes some factors will obstruct that union or the good strength. That factors are there. So these factors we can divide under two main categories. The first one is called as vikara vikada bhav. Already I told vikara vikada bhav. That means the factors which will hinder or delay the vyadi samprapti. And second one is called as vikara vikada abhav. That means certain factors which will help for the vyadi samprapti. These two things you have to understand. Among these, the first one is called as vikara vikada bhav. So first you have to understand vikara vikada bhav. It is mentioned already. I told it is mentioned in Charaka Nidana, Prameha Nidana, 4th chapter. And according to the Chakrapani commentary, it is mentioning like what is vikara vikada bhava. That is vikaranam vikadasya utpatti pradibandasya bhavo vikada bhavaha. This is very important according to Chakrapani commentary. That is vikaranam vikadasya utpatti pradibandasya bhavo vikada bhava. Vikada bhava matlab the bhava or the factors that are doing utpatti pradibandha. Pradibandha matlab the opposing action or the opposite action, and doing vikada. Vikada matlab doing obstruction in the utpatti, that is in the manifestation of the vyadi, is called as vikara vikada bhava. So first you have to understand this vikara vikada bhava. Four things we have to understand in this concept. The first one is called as vikara vikada bhav. Second one is called as vikara vikada abhav. Next one is vishesh, and the last one is called as pradivishesh. So first you have to understand what is vikara vikada bhav. According for this, Chakrapani has given the clarification like vikaranam vikadasya utpatti pradibandasya bhavo vikada bhava. That is vikara vikada bhav has two main qualities. The first one is called as pradibandha. Pradibandha matlab the opposing action or the opposite action. And next one is called as vikada. That is doing vikada. That means that which is doing the obstruction to the vyadi utpatti. That is that which is doing the obstruction to the manifestation of the vyadi. It is called as vikara vikada bhava. That is the factors that are doing pradibandha. That means opposing action, and doing vikada. That is obstruction in the manifestation of the disease, is called as vikara vikada bhava. This is the first point you have to understand. So already I told vikara vikada bhava matlab it is only, we have to understand like this only. That is the factors opposing the disease is present. That is vikada bhava. That is the opposing or the obstruction for the obstruction to the vyadi samprapti. That factors are present. That factors are called as vikara vikada bhava. Due to this vikara vikada bhava, the ultimatum or the next stage will be sometimes vyadi utpatti will be occur. The main thing you have to understand, no disease means vikara vikada bhava is there, means there will not be any production of vyadi. So second point you have to understand what is vikara vikada abhava. According to Chakrapani, it is mentioned like vikaranam vikadasya abhavo vikara jananamidi vikara vikada bhava abhava. You have to understand vikaranam vikadasya abhavo vikara jananamidi vikara vikada bhava abhava. According to Chakrapani commentary, then this you have to understand vikaranam vikadasya abhavo. That is vikadasya abhava. That means the factor to obstruct the vyadi samprapti is not present. That will lead to the vyadi samprapti, or that will lead to vikara janana. Vikara janana matlab the production of the vyadi. That is called as vikara vikada abhava. That is vikaranam vikadasya abhavo vikara jananamidi vikara vikada bhava abhava. That is absence of the factors that hinder or delay the manifestation of disease is called as vikara vikada abhava. Also, it can be understood as those factors which will result in the manifestation of the disease. That means Vigada above means the factor which is needed for the obstruction is not there. Abhava matlab obstruction is not there. That means it can finally lead to Vyadhi Samprapti, and in the next stage it can lead to Vikara Janana. Vikara Janana matlab the manifestation of the diseases will occur. That is called as Vikara Vikada Abhava. That is absence of the factor that hinder or delay the manifestation of the disease, or easy we can understand like those factors which will result in the manifestation of the disease is called as vikara vikada abhava. So that means in simple words, what we can understand is the factors supporting the disease is present. That is, the factor needed for vikara janana or the manifestation of the disease or the vyadhi samprapti is present. That factors are called as vikara vikada abhava. That is, according to vikara vikada abhava, sure there will be disease production or the manifestation of the disease or vyadhi utpatti will be there. So 2 points already we understood. The first one is vikara vikada abhav. Second, you understood like vikara vikada abhav. That is, factor which helps for vyadhi samprapti is called as vikara vikada abhav, and the factor which hinder or delay the vyadhi samprapti, thereby obstructing the manifestation of the vyadhi, it is called as vikara vikada abhava. So third objective, what we have to understand is what is Vishesh. So Vishesh, you have to understand the specific factor. That is word is very important. Vishesha matlab the specific factors which involve in the Vyadhi Samprapti. For the Vyadhi Samprapti to occur, there are already, I told, three main things are there. That is already a lot of things are there. That is Nidan, Dosha, Dusha, Prakriti, Agni, like the different things are there. But the main three factors are there that which involve in the Vyadhi Samprapti. Vyadhi Samprapti, for the occurrence of the Vyadhi Samprapti, three main factors are helping or aiding the Vyadhi Samprapti. That three factors, mainly Nidan, Dosh, and Dushya, can be included under Vishesh. So Vishesh means you have to understand only three, the meaning you have to understand like the specific factors which involve the Vyadhi Samprapti. The factors which help for the Vyadhi Samprapti is called as Vishesh. There are three main factors are there. The first one is called as Nidan, second one is called as Dosh, and the next one is called as Dushya. So 3 points over. And the last objective, what we have to understand, it is called as Pradivishesh. So Vikara Vikada Bhava understood, Vikara Vikada Abhava understood. Next Vishesh, that is Nidan, Dosh, or Dushya, that factors also understood. The next one you have to understand what is Pradivishesh. Pradivishesh matlab the outcome or product produced from the influence of Vishesh. You have to understand from the Vishesh. So from the Vishesh, already I told Vishesh is the one that is which helps for the Vyadhi Samprapti, occurrence of the Vyadhi Samprapti, thereby leading to the manifestation of the disease. These Vishesh are the specific factors, and under this Vishesh, mainly three factors are included, or three matters are included. The first one is called as Nidan, Dosh, or Dushya. It will aid in the Vyadhi Samprapti. It will lead to Vyadhi Samprapti. So due to these Nidan, Dosh, or Dushya, this Vyadhi Samprapti will occur, and some outcomes will occur from this Vishesh. Some result will occur, some outcome or result will occur from this Vishesh. That outcome or result is called as Pradivishesh. That is, they are the outcome or the product produced from the influence of Vishesh. That we can understand like the manifestation of the disease. Vikara Vikada Abhav. Next is Vishesh. From the Vishesh, Pradivishesh will occur, and the Pradivishesh, from the Pradivishesh, outcome or the result or the Vyadhi Utpatti can occur. This Utpatti, sometimes Vyadhi Utpatti won't occur, sometimes Vyadhi Utpatti can occur. That is called as this one, Pradivishesh. That is, they are the outcome or the product produced from the influence of Vishesh. That is Nidan, Dosh, and Dushya. Due to the interaction between Nidan, Dosh, and Dushya, the outcome, different types of outcomes can occur, and mainly these outcomes can be categorized under 5 main headings. The first one is called as sometimes non-manifestation of disease. Second one is called as delayed manifestation of disease. Third one is called as manifestation of mild disease. Fourth one is called as manifestation of disease with no span of time. And the last one is called as manifestation of severe disease. That we can include under Pradivishesh. So first one is called as Vikara Vikada Bhav. That means the factor which will not help in Vyadhi Samprapti, that is called as Vikara Vikada Bhav. Second one is called as Vikara Vikada above. That means the factor which will help for the Vyadhi Samprapti or the manifestation of the disease. That is called as Vikara Vikada above. The third point you have to understand, third objective is you have to understand what is Vishesh. Vishesh means the specific factors needed for Vyadhi Samprapti. This can be categorized under three main headings. The first one is called as Nidan, second one is called as Dosh, and the last one is called as Dushya. And some outcomes of the result, that is the manifestation of disease, can occur or not occur. These results can be included under Prativishesh. That Prativishesh, the results can be of 5 categories. The first one is called as non-manifestation of disease. The second one is called as a delayed manifestation of disease. Third one is called as manifestation of mild disease. Fourth one is manifestation of disease with no span of time. And next one is called as manifestation of severe disease. So Vikara Vikada Bhav and Vikara Vikada above, you have to understand that is there for both the things, Vishesh and also Pradivishesh is there. That is, Vishesh is saying for 2, that is Nidan, Dosh and Dushya, but the outcome or the manifestation of the disease will be in different form. For example, I will highlight like Vikara Vikada Bhav means if Vikara Vikada Bhav, matlab, that won't help in Vyadhi Samprapti. It won't help in the Vyadhi Samprapti. That means manifestation of disease won't occur. That is na Vikara Utpatti. If some factors are there for obstructing that thing, that is Vikara Vikada Bhava is there, means the first thing that can occur is now Vikara Utpatti. That is, there will be no production of disease. The second thing can occur is sometimes Vikara can occur. That is Chirat Vikara Utpatti, means it will take more time for the production of the Vyadhi or the manifestation of the Vyadhi. And the third thing you have to understand, the Vyadhi will occur, but the Vyadhi will have Alpa Bela Vikara Utpatti. So you have to understand Vikara Vikada Bhav, 3 outcomes, main 3 outcomes will occur. Sometimes now Vikara Utpatti, sometimes because proper obstruction is there, means there will not be any production of Vyadhi, there will be non-production of the Vyadhi. Second one is you have to understand like Chirat Vikara Utpatti. Chirat Vikara Utpatti means there is production of Vyadhi or the manifestation of the Vyadhi, but it will occur after some time, after delayed disease manifestation will be there. And the third one is called as Alpa Bela Vikara Utpatti. Alpa Bela Vikara Utpatti means there will be manifestation of the disease, but it is having Alpa Bela, that is less strength. That is the main importance of Vikara Vikada Bhav. Exact opposite is Vikara Vikada Abhav, means sure Vikara Utpatti will be there. In this Chirat Vikara Utpatti, here what will happen? Shikra Vikara Utpatti means there will not be any time delay. Shikra means early stage, very easy or very early, this is Utpatti will occur. And the next one is Bela Vikara Utpatti. Here it is Alpa Bela, here it is Bela means severe condition will occur. So these are the outcomes that can occur from this Vishesh. So you have to understand 6 outcomes according to Ayurveda. First one is now Vikara Utpatti according to Vikara Vikada Bhav, but according to Vikara Vikada above, it is Vikara Utpatti. Here also Vikara Utpatti can occur in Vikara Vikada Bhav, that is Chirat Vikara Utpatti, that is delayed manifestation of Vyadhis will occur. Next is Vikara Vikada above, that is Shikra Vikara Utpatti, means it is very easy, very immediate occurrence of Vyadhi will occur. For all these things, we will discuss with some clinical examples in the coming slides. And the next one is called as Alpa Bela Vikara Utpatti. Alpa Bela Vikara Utpatti means disease production will be there, but it is having less strength. So it will be easy for treating. And the last one in Vikara Vikada Abhava, it is Bala Vikara Utpatti, means there is disease manifestation will be there, which is having severe strength. That is severe disease condition will occur. So these are things you have to understand from 4 objectives. So our 4 objectives are over. That is Vikara Vikada Bhav, that is already Vikara Vikada Bhav, Vikara Vikada above, X is Vishesh and Pradivishesh. These are the 4 objectives what we have to understand. So these 4 objectives and different types of manifestation of different ways of manifestation of varieties of manifestations of Vyadhis we already discussed. Next, we are moving to our next content. That is all the variations. Already I told there are the Nidan, Dosha or Dushya are countable, but the Vyadhis are innumerable. The main reasons for the Asangyetva, Vyadhi Asangya, is one reason which is called as a variation or the difference in Vyadhi Samprapti of each disease. For the variation of these Vyadhi Samprapti, you have to understand there are 3 main things are involved. That is, all the variations which are producing, it can be included at a 3 main domains or terrains. That is, the first one is called as Anubandhanandi, that is different ways of association. Second one is called as Kala. Kala means influence of time factor for the association. Third one is called as Bela, that is strength of each factor in association. So you have to understand in both Vikara Vikada Bhava and Vikara Vikada Abhava, there is variation in the Vyadhi Samprapti. Due to this variation in the Vyadhi Samprapti, different types of Pradivishesh or different types of disease manifestation or varieties of disease manifestations are occurring. For these varieties of Vyadhi Samprapti or the variation in the Vyadhi Samprapti, for these varieties, there are three, these variations are dependent upon three main factors, three main domains or terrains. The first one is called as Anubandhanandi. Anubandhanandi matlab means different ways of association. Second one is called as Kala. Kala means influence of time factor for the association. And the third one is called as Bela, means strength of each factor in association. Everything we will understand the coming slide. So first you have to understand these three factors. Just understand Anubandhanandi, Kala and Bela. So first we have to understand what is the influence of these three factors in Vikara Vikada Bhav and also Vikara Vikada Abhav. So first you have to understand in Vikara Vikada Bhav, that is Yada hi ede trayo nidanadi visheshaha parasparam na anubandhanandi adava kala prakarshat abeliyamso adava anubandhanandi na tada vikara abhinivarti chirat va abhinivartande tanavova bhavandya yadoktaha asarva lingava. When we will read the Charaka Nidan for this Vikara Vikada Bhav, how this Anubandhanandi, Kala and Bela are playing an important role. For this shloka is important. From this shloka